Breaking news. Explosive revelations have surfaced regarding Prince Harry's recent visit to the UK. Airport security personnel have brought forward shocking accusations against him. Insider information suggests that Harry may have engaged in questionable behavior during his trip back home for the Invictus Games. While I typically reserve judgment, the details that have come to light paint a disturbing picture. Let's revisit the events of a few weeks ago when Harry made his return to England. During the opening ceremonies of the Invictus Games in April, Prince Harry appeared cheerful and welcoming to competitors. But behind the scenes, a different story was unraveling. The trouble began at the airport as Harry was leaving the UK after the event. Allegedly, he became enraged by the security screening process. Anonymous security guards have since disclosed that Harry was incensed by the standard procedures. Despite his public persona, a storm was brewing behind closed doors. According to my informants, Prince Harry erupted into anger, shouting and cursing, when the security personnel politely clarified that all passengers must pass through the same security checks, regardless of their status. He started making derogatory remarks towards the staff, arrogantly stating, "Do you not recognize my royal identity? I am Prince Harry, you fools. Move aside or face the consequences." The security guards, although stunned by his behavior, remained composed and adhered to their professional duties, unwilling to be swayed by his outburst. This incident, where Harry demanded special treatment as a senior member of the royal family, only served to highlight his entitlement and disregard for protocol. After complaints were filed internally about Harry's behavior, an explosive incident occurred where he allegedly pushed an officer trying to calm him down. This incident, which was the final straw in months of ongoing disrespect towards UK security personnel, led to him storming off in a rage. The anonymous source claimed that this behavior had been building up, culminating in the disturbing events at the airport where Harry started kicking airport equipment and screaming insults. During his previous visits, Harry had continuously demonstrated his power by subjecting the staff to demeaning orders and verbal abuse if they didn't immediately comply with his demands. Several officers broke down as they recounted past encounters with Harry, where he yelled abusive words directly at their faces, belittled their competence, and even threatened to terminate their employment. The tipping point came when Harry arrived intoxicated one night and demanded to be escorted onto a restricted runway for a stroll, completely disregarding safety warnings. Despite all the warnings, he exploded into a fit of rage. He'd see them all sacked, screaming in rage when denied. That's when senior security officials reportedly made the call to ban Harry indefinitely from future Invictus Games duties. Over dangerous and disrespectful conduct, now this is all still just anonymous allegations. At this point, the level of troubling detail and consistency of the claims paint a portrait that, if true, shows some deeply concerning characteristics emerging in Harry's behavior post-royals. Could the pressure of trying to forge a new, still just anonymous allegations at this point, show Harry's deeply concerning characteristics if true? The palace has remained silent so far, but behind closed doors, they must be quietly discussing the exacerbating flaws of clinging to privileges of the past while still maintaining one's identity. If there is any truth to the surface claims, Harry's reputation, which is already damaged, would completely shatter if evidence emerged of his abusive tantrums when he is not immediately obeyed. It begs the question of what is truly happening with Harry these days, away from the guiding influence of his duties, even at an event he founded. He is on a troubling path, slipping down firmly as he is surrounded by people who pander to his whims instead of providing reality checks. The question remains whether he will face any consequences if authorities are able to validate the multiple reports of dangerously erratic behavior. Only time will reveal if we will receive answers or if this story will be quietly swept under the rug, much like the many scandals of the royal family in the past. Meanwhile, I am eager to hear your thoughts on these shocking claims.